Hello. So, I want to make this video about the supplements I take. And the ones I found have made the biggest difference for me when it comes to fitness and general well being. Um, Really, supplements shouldn't be your number one focus, but if you're looking to at least optimize uh, your like the journey you're already on, they certainly help. So, starting off with one of the most obvious when it comes to at least fitness generally. Um, I'm not sure if I should show like the brand, to be honest. But whey protein is a big one. 'Cause it makes it really easy to get all the protein. Go figure that you might want in a day. Of course, the actual amount that you do want to take depends on your weight and your training, but in general, I find about 2 grams per kilogram to be or yeah, which is about 1 gram per pound to be fairly good. I mean, it works for me. So I've been trying around a little bit, um, and like, of course, it depends on how much I eat that day of like other protein sources. I usually take one protein shake in the morning, uh, which is about like 50 grams of protein, because I take 2 scoops. Um, yeah, and it works with like it's an easy source of protein, which makes it really nice. You don't really gotta worry about filling your plate with a bunch of meat or beans and such. There are probably other sources. Like I think quinoa has a lot of protein. Um, Either way, that works really well for me. Along with my first protein shake of the day, I usually take creatine monohydrate too, since it's been so incredibly well researched and it doesn't really have any clear negative side effects. The ones I could think of to mention would be, if you count it, you get thirsty when you take creatine because, well, okay, so the effects of creatine monohydrate, which is one I suggest buying because it's the cheapest for the amount you get. It's not full of like a bunch of useless stuff that companies might want to sell you on. It places itself in your muscles. Like so, okay, I guess starting off, creatine is something you find in meat in general, because most or all meat has a really small amount of it. Uh, Taking it like this as a powder just means you get more of it. So it's not like it's not a stranger to your body, so to speak. Or your body is not a stranger to it. Um, it sits in your muscles, saturating them with creatine, and makes your muscles pull in uh, an excess of water. So you get thirsty from it, understandably enough, especially when you're filling up on creatine until your muscles are fully saturated, in which case you're just taking a fill up dose every day. Just make sure you're topped off. And yes, this does make your muscles look a little bit bigger, generally, because they're specifically full of more water. But what the water and the creatine in your muscles do is that it helps with protein and muscle synthesis, or muscle protein synthesis. Don't remember the exact name. Where, yeah, where when you're resting, you much easier turn protein that you've eaten through things like whey protein or just food into muscle fibers a lot easier. Yeah. The second thing is, so basically you recover the damage of working out faster. The second, and I guess more important, because that is the one that people mention more, is that it helps with the transformation of ATP. It's a protein in your cells or muscles fibers specifically. wait. Let me actually look this up. I just want to make sure. ATP. Protein. Adenosine triphosphate. Organic compound that provides energy and drive to support many processes in living cells, such as muscle contraction. Right, there we go. So ATP is basically the thing that your muscles and cells use for energy, right? That's what your food goes to and yada yada. What creatine and the extra like water in your muscles helps with is to specifically turn spent ATP back into ATP again, so it can be used by your muscles again, which makes like short spurts of strength less taxing and I guess easier to pull off. Yeah, it says specifically here on the bag, increases physical performance in successive bursts of short-term high-intensity exercise. And I must say, it says right here, the yellow text at the top. I must say, sorry, that it works, does its job. Now, taking like a lot of it, like a lot of people take specifically a, they have like a fill-up period where they're saturating their body with creatine until they're topped off. You are going to get very thirsty depending on how much you take. And I guess similar to coffee, something, or like caffeine specifically, something I haven't really experienced because I don't really drink it. You might feel it in your stomach. So be careful of that. Of course, like taking the daily dose that I do now when I am topped off, you don't feel it. Unless you make it like a habit to go to the toilet after taking it, because you might notice that. On to the third supplement that I take regularly is zinc. There we go. Yes, Swedish, because that's what I am. A large portion of the materials that testosterone in your body is built from is specifically zinc. Or at least it helps with the synthesis of testosterone in your body. And I can tell you that this one is the one you notice the most when you start taking it. For multiple reasons. You'll feel it. I'm not sure if I want to explain. I guess fair. No one really has. So when I looked up supplements, right, for working out, being more effective in the gym, just in life in general as a man. Zinc is a big one that people bring up, along with creatine and whey protein, uh, D vitamins as well. But I haven't really I haven't like taken a lot of D vitamin supplements. I can't really tell the difference so far. I'm gonna get back into that actually. Um, but zinc is is a thing that a lot of, say, pro bodybuilders bring up, but they never really explain the effects outside of increased testosterone generally. Like for me at least, the increased testosterone has a lot of effect on uh, sexual drive, right? It is what testosterone brings to the table, along with some other stuff, but it's very immediately noticeable. Um, so deal with that how you will. I guess. Uh, Still, I highly suggest this one. It. I think my beard has been getting a bit fuller with the help of zinc. To be honest, uh, could just be part of me changing my mindset a lot recently as well. But yeah. Um, Another supplement that I brought up, D vitamins. I haven't researched a lot, and I should. Uh, Generally, they seem to make you just feel better, reduce cancer cell growth, help control infections, and reduce inflammation. General stuff, but a lot of people suffer from D vitamin deficiency since we're always inside. Um, I mean, if you look back to like where humanity came from, we didn't have a shortage of sun uh, in comparison to the way we do now. And like the difference is astounding. Um, so I heard a lot that you generally just feel better. I guess you could maybe, I don't want to spread misinformation, but maybe you can take it as sort of an antidepressant. I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna look up into that, and I can tell you later exactly how that goes for me. Um, I guess last and most importantly, the supplement that I support the most might seem obvious to you, but people underestimate how good it is for you. Water. This shit really makes my day. I'll be honest. God, you feel so refreshed when you drink it. And a lot of people don't drink enough of it. Might be because they never have a water bottle on their table. Like, honestly, sitting at your desk, if that is your job, or something like that, you spend a lot of hours on your desk. On your by your desk. On your computer. It really helps to have a water bottle within your line of sight. It leads to you automatically whenever maybe you have to wait a second for something just to grab a drink. You'll do it automatically. Or at least that's how it works for me. And I just feel better. Sure, I go to the toilet more often, but like, what's the what's the negatives? I mean, the suffering, it sounds really dramatic, but like being generally dehydrated all day doesn't really contribute to anyone. So I gotta say, drinking water is, if not like the most important supplement there is, especially when working out. Jesus Christ, I drink so much goddamn water. This entire thing, this is 2.5 liters of water. I drink all of it during my morning workouts. About half for the weightlifting section, and easily the other half for the biking one. God, I sweat so much doing that. Of course, you don't need a bottle this big. I think I'm a bit of an extreme in that case, the amount of water I need to drink. But it wouldn't hurt. um, oh yeah, for like things like creatine and protein shakes, having a shaker like this, big helper in mixing it up. I you would usually, it's a bit of a tangent really, but I would go about taking, like, per protein shake, 3 deciliters of protein powder and filling up the rest of the shaker with milk. I realized only a while afterwards that that was about 1,000 calories per protein shake, and I would take 2 a day. Uh, I didn't really do the math. I gotta be honest. But once I did, I realized, man, I really got cut down on that. And that was just such an excess of protein. I didn't need it. My body wouldn't have a use for it. So I cut down on it. So now it's 2 scoop per, and I take 1, maybe 2 protein shakes a day. And I don't use milk, I use water. So filling up this with 2 scoops, and water is about 300 calories, which is a lot less. It's about, what, 60 calories per deciliter of milk? That's like a lot. At least it adds up when you're putting like 3/4 of a liter in it. I often combine my protein powder and my creatine in my protein shake, at least the first one, 'cause then I get all the creatine I need for the day. Since creatine, I was doing some research on this earlier, and creatine specifically gets absorbed easier by your body if you combine it with some kind of calorie source, I guess. I'm not entirely sure if protein does it. I think taking it with some kind of carbohydrate is actually better. So, say you put like a little scoop of sugar in the protein shake at the same time, that would lead to like maximum intake of creatine. Like, your body absorbs all the creatine. To be fair, when you're like I've said, God, I use it too much, but saying topped off on creatine, you don't really need to worry about that. Maybe that's just when you're doing like the fill up section. Like, a lot of people do that, where you fill up on creatine for a few weeks, or like a week, and then you work out at that, and then you go on like a creatine fasting, I guess. So you don't take it for a while, so your body empties out, and then you take it again. I haven't tried that personally, but I think it leads to. I think the idea behind it, at least, is that it leads to more engaged workouts. Like, it doesn't just become a part of your day. It's more like, okay, I've taken creatine, let's work, right? Like, when you're taking it every day, you might just feel pretty mad about it, which might be more wasteful than not taking it, to be honest. Yeah, I think that's about it. I'm gonna make another video today or tomorrow. It's gonna be released automatically next week because I'm gonna be down with my family in the Stockholm archipelago for a week and a half, leaving tomorrow. So I won't be able to make videos for a little while, but I hope you enjoy the ones I have made. Maybe I make some short or something while I'm there. yeah, have a good semester, I guess, for those that have it. Vacation. Right now, it's going to be like a week of vacation. That's when I'm going down to my family. Have a good one.